And welcome to Grandad's Reviews. Today we're going to have a look at the PDMovie Remote Air Live. It is a wireless follow focus system, and let's have a look what's in the box. So in the box we get a battery, which is a Canon LPE12 along with a charger for the battery. We get a hot shoe mount that holds a 15mm rod like so. We get the controller, which has got the wheel on it, focusing wheel. And what I like about this one is it has hard stop, so when it gets to the end it does actually stop. Now on the actual controller there are some instructions, but they're tiny. And what you really need is to print out the information, which I have. Get the motor. So it's short, stubby antenna. And on the back of the motor you get instructions as well, again in tiny writing, and the slot for the battery. And that is one of the reasons why I got this particular set over the Nano Nucleus, is that the motor is powered by its own battery, so I don't have to find another power supply or worry about cables and routing cables and putting cables in. So on the controller we've got one button which does a number of functions, and a similar button on the motor again which does a number of functions. So what we'll do is we'll get it set up on a camera and show you how it works. So here we have the X-T30, and I've got a Samyang 21mm Cine lens on it, which obviously has got the gears on here. So we're going to fit the PDMovie system on it. So first off we've got this little hot shoe adapter, and we put that on the top. So like that. We got our 15mm rod, and we tighten that down. And then you get our motor. And we drop that into the gears and make sure they're engaged, and we tighten that up. And that there is really the simplest mounting. Obviously you can mount the motor on any 15mm rod, so if you've got rods coming out the bottom out there, you can put it on that section as well. But as it sits there, it's a nice little setup, compact, and just fits that a treat. And you can see, so that's that bit sorted. Then got our battery. Now the actual controller has got an inbuilt lithium ion battery, which is rechargeable through the little USB-C port. You can probably just see just that, and it gives, they say, about 8 hours of continuous running. One of these batteries gives 4 hours continuous running, so if you want any more batteries, cheap enough to buy. There's no switch on the motor, it's switched on by putting the battery in, but the handset you use this one to switch it on. Now, when I was researching this, I did find some reviewers saying that they found that it didn't always pair when they were switched on. But what I found is if you switch on the controller first and then the motor, it seems to connect every time. So what we do is we'll switch on the handset, and as you can see there's a little light there and it's flashing green. You take our battery, put that in, and you'll get the little light just there go green, and it's green on this one, so it's now paired, but it doesn't do anything. So what you need to do is let it calibrate the lens. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can do it off the controller by pressing once and then pressing and holding, and it will calibrate, or you can do it via the motor itself and pressing and hold the motor. And I found that pressing and holding the motor seems to be more reliable doing its calibration. So if we just hold that, just let it stop. Now it's calibrated. It goes from one end to the other end, and it's a complete movement of that. As you can see, it's very responsive. If the battery goes flat and you have to change batteries, so you put a new battery in, obviously you've lost that. But if you tap this button 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll go back to its last calibration, so you don't have to go through that whole calibration setup again. Now the other thing is, if you've got a lens that hasn't got hard stops, like this one has, but if you haven't, you can do a manual calibration. So put that back in. Now to do a manual calibration, you take it all the way to the end, hold for a second or half a second, go all the other way around, hold for half, come back a little bit. And that's a manual calibration. So if you didn't have hard stops, take it all the way to infinity, hold for half a second, turn it all the way to the closest focus, hold for half a second, turn it back a little bit, and that'll do your calibration. Also, you can put A and B points. So if I wanted to put that as an A point, all you need to do is tap this button once, move it to your B point, tap this button once, and now it's only going to move between that A and B point. Press the button one more time and you're back to your full row. Now you can change the direction of rotation by either hitting this button 7 times or the button on the actual motor 7 times, either or. One of the reasons I got this system over the Nano Nucleus was because the Nano Nucleus only takes USB input, and if you want a full motor power you need to use a D-tap with up to 14 volts, whereas this doesn't really matter. Now to go along with this, there is an app for this as well, so let's have a look at that. So this is the iOS app for the unit. You must make sure that the controller is switched off, and then on the app you have full control over the motor just by using your hand. You can also set your A and B points, so if we wanted that to be our A point, and we wanted that to be our B point, it will now only go between those 2 points, and then we can switch them off and we've got full range again. The mark on here is if you want to actually use the markings on the lens. So let's say I'll set that as 18 feet, wherever that mark is. So hit mark, put 18. So we know that's 18, just like that. If you've got another units, then you can control the iris and the zoom. At the moment it's only an iOS app, but I believe they're working on an Android app. So if you had a camera in remote location, or you're working on your own and you wanted to use your iPhone, or in this case I'm using an iPad, then you can use it here. You have those other settings. You can set the units to be used. You can download lens information if you wish. So that's a look at the app. And that's my quick look at PDMovie Live Air. Really well built, very easy to use, and yeah, very pleased with it. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified, hit that bell button. Till next time, see you later.